I told our team I just love how they support each other. They genuinely celebrate each other's successes and root for each other to have success, and that's a really good trait to have that'll serve them well as they move forward into life. You know, when you can celebrate other people's success, it says a lot about you. I think you got to give Wayland Baptist credit to start the game. I thought they were extremely physical, scrappy. We didn't do a great job of handling that, but you got to give them credit. Obviously, I thought our defense kept us afloat when we were trying to get our footing offensively, and then did a little bit better job of finding some soft spots in their ball screen coverage and moving the ball and loosened it up a little bit as the game went on, and got a lot of solid contributions. I thought Rondell's energy in the first half, about midway through the first half, kind of ignited us, which is what you want out of a senior returner. 10 rebounds in only 17 minutes. Talked about it last game with Massey, and just challenging that big wing guard group to go rebound, and felt like they did a great job with that, and was able to sustain some solid defensive possessions over the course of the game, and got a chance to play some guys in some meaningful spots. And so, yeah, all in all, it was a positive.
Yeah, no, you guys had this two-game stretch to start the year, and then it gets a little tougher here. You go to Minnesota, you got McNeese, which was really good last year and won 30 games. Do you feel like you guys have progressed over the course of these two games to the point where you're better prepared for those games that are coming up?
Yeah, I think especially early on, like I said, you spend a lot of time practicing. You start practicing in June, and then even in the fall. So I know it probably sounds crazy to say that you actually have to start playing games before it feels like you can really get better. But that is practice. You build habits, you build culture, you get your terminology, you play against each other. But until you're out there in real game situations, that's how you actually really grow as a team. And so I feel like every time that we've gotten to play against somebody else, whether it was the closed-door scrimmages or these two home games, we've learned a little bit about ourselves. And obviously going on the road at Minnesota, like you said, followed up with the trip to McNeese, two top 60, 65 teams on the road. You'll learn a lot about yourself after those two as well.
Coach, you held them to 5 field goals in the first half. Just thoughts on the defensive tenacity in the first half, and then just overall throughout the game?
Yeah, I thought it was good again in the first half. Was disappointed with a couple of our contests. I know they made 5 baskets, 4 of them were threes, and I thought we just had just a little short on our closeouts. So it was disappointed we didn't get all the way out there on those, but thought we did a good job. Again, just being solid, keeping the ball in front of us for the most part. Still would like to see us get a few more deflections, which I think we did in the second half better than the first. And outside the first 4 minutes to start the half, I thought we really really settled in defensively and did a good job over the course of the second half, minus the first 4 minutes of the second half. It wasn't good enough.
Got everybody involved. You got kind of emptied your bench there. Is that something that will benefit you going forward?
Yeah, like I said, really liked the depth of this team and wanted to get those guys in the game, early as well. That's why we went with Alex early, went with Ty in the first half. Didn't want to just be at the end of the game. Kind of wanted them to feel some of the game squeeze and feel what it's like to be in there when it's still a contest. And was good to do that. And we like those guys. Like I said, Tyron Mason has a chance to be a really good player. You've heard what the other players think about him, and we certainly do. And so yeah, the more he can get out there, just gives him opportunities for growth as well.
You'll be able to hit 18 threes throughout these first 2 games. How important is that part of the offense going to this next part of this conference schedule?
Yeah, especially when we're shooting the right ones. When they're inside out and paint touch threes. Our guys understand the numbers, percentages that are associated with that. Even in the NBA, even with the best players in the world, if they shoot a 3 without a paint touch, they only shoot it at 20% total. 1 paint touch, it jumps up to like 40, and 2 paint touches, it's like 83%. Crazy. And those are the best players in the world. So, those guys can really shoot the basketball. We have multiple guys that can make threes. And when it's coming like from that inside out, paint touch, post touch, we feel really good about us being able to make those. You can't fall into the trap of just settling for it.
You mentioned guys like Tyron and Alex got a little bit of minutes in the first half today. Just do you have an idea or like a set number of how many guys you want in that rotation, or you just kind of let them kind of dictate that?
Some of it is continuing to play with the effort that we need to defensively, because it is early, so it's not like you're in great game shape. So really, if we're playing as hard as we should be playing defensively, you really should only be able to play a couple minute spurts. You know what I mean? I'm sure you guys can see it sometimes when you're watching the games. Like if you get those long stretches without a whistle, you can look out there and be like, man, both these teams are gassed. So, if we're playing as hard as we need to and playing with pace on offense, I think it opens up the opportunity to lengthen your rotation, And so we feel comfortable playing a lot of these guys, and again, it's just how do you find the right combinations on the right night to give you the best chance.
And thoughts on the game that Atten had tonight? Another 16-point performance, knocked down a couple threes. Seemed like he really made an impact out there today.
Yeah, the thing we've been challenging them. The thing that we've been challenging them early through our scrimmages and in our first game the other day is just getting to the foul line more. And he got to the foul line 5 times. He's a guy that's always had a very high foul rate throughout his career. He's gotten to the line a ton, but he had not got to the line very much in our 2 closed-door scrimmages in the game against Evansville. And so to see him actually, draw some fouls with as well as he shoots the ball, he needs to be able to, draw fouls as well. And so I was glad to see him get to the line 5 times today. And then throwing 3 rebounds. Again, guards rebounding 3 rebounds in 18 minutes for a guard's pretty good.
And Latrell really got hot near the end there, but hit back-to-back threes. Just how big will his contribution be throughout the season?
Yeah, he's another one, man. He's a 1,000-point scorer. He's a lifetime 40% three-point shooter on about 60, 65 makes a year. And his toughness and his competitive spirit really resonates throughout our team, and so it was only a matter of time before he started getting some shots to go down. But his toughness on the ball, his physicality, and his belief in what we're doing is really high.
And what areas do you want to focus on during practice the next 6 days before you take on Minnesota?
Just got to continue to get better in pretty much all areas. It's like you're kind of a far way away from just pinpointing man, we got to really get better at this. We got to, execute better. We got to play better defense for longer stretches of time. You can rebound better, continue to get in better shape, and just work on special situations. Sometimes that gets neglected early in the season, like your end-of-game situations, and just try to be as prepared as you can.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank y'all. Y'all be safe on the way home.
All right, guys, so thoughts on tonight?
Tonight went well. We started off a little slow, but we picked up our energy. Wayland came out pretty aggressive, and we kind of had to just calm it down and just execute.
The offense seemed to flow really well today, just with a lot of ball movement and scoring from different guys. Just how do you think y'all executed today?
I feel like this team is very detail-oriented, and we take our practice plans and we put it into play really well in the games. Very balanced team. So I feel like it's just easy to just move the ball around and score it because we don't got to look for one person. Everybody can do it on any night. So just having the weapons we have just makes it easier in the offensive end for us to operate.
And for you played solid, led the team with 16 points. Just what was your mindset going into this one?
Like I said, really just to execute. We knew that this game was going to be kind of one of the ones we kind of didn't really want to play, but, we just had to stick it out. But, my mindset was just to stay solid. Just be consistent. So.
And, Rondell, for you, you had 10 boards today. How much do you value that aspect of your game?
Just coming here, it's one of the first times I've been in positions they make me want to go rebound, just making me go and give me confidence to go get them. And you look up and you don't even realize that you have 10 just playing hard, and the ball finds people that just wants to go get it for real.
And how would you guys describe the feeling in the locker room after that win, an 80-38 win?
I feel like every win, I mean, is going to be a celebratory thing this year. We had a couple guys first career bucket, so we were definitely happy for them in the locker room. First career minutes for some of the guys. So this team just loves each other, pours into each other every day, and every game we win into each other. It's a good day.
You guys have these 2 games to kind of start off here at home. It seems like it's about to get real here. You go to Minnesota next. The schedule gets tougher. You go to play a team that won 30 games last year at McNeese State. Do you feel good about what you did in these 2 games, and how did they prepare you for this stretch coming up?
The next game is a new game. I mean, obviously, Minnesota is probably going to be much better than the last 2 teams we played. We definitely got to just pick up our defensive intensity and just execute, just make plays. They're probably not going to expect us to come out and get on them, but, I mean, it's just another game. We just got to keep getting better.
Do you feel like guys have grown through the course of these 2 games to start the year?
Yeah, I think so. I definitely think so. I think we're going to continue to grow as we keep playing.
Coach Hodge mentioned rebounding has been a big thing for y'all this offseason going into the year. Y'all had 16 total offensive rebounds. How important is getting those offensive chances, the second chance points, going into this latter part of the schedule?
It's very important. We got a thing called 3-0 rebounding, and we don't like doing that. So our thing is we try to come as many boards as we can in the game to just make everything easier for us. And that's been an emphasis in our guys, like I said, attention to detail, and we've been executing that game plan so far.
Yeah, Rhonda, you guys seem to play really well defensively tonight. Have you guys kind of rebuilt what you had last year defensively with a new batch of guys?
I definitely feel like we have. Just the guys we added just allow us to play a lot more free on the defensive end. We are excelling in the gray areas, letting us just switch 1 through 4, 1 through 5 at times. And like I said, like Coach Hodge says all the time, mismatches don't beat us. And we have guys that's 1 through 10 that could guard. So just how they created the roster this offseason, the pieces we had, I feel like we just gel together on offensive and defensive end for sure.
Good to get everybody involved in a night like this.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Why's that?
Like I said, these games are here early in the season. We all know how it gets at the end of the season. It gets very, very real, very fast. So, I mean, just getting guys opportunity that might not see it later on in the year, I mean, that's everything. Our bench celebrated everybody 1 through 16 today. So, I mean, that's a plus in any game, any team. So that just goes to the character of our guys on and off the floor.
Latrobe really seemed to get hot there at the end, hitting a couple back-to-back threes. Just how big is his game going to be down the stretch for you guys?
It's gonna be really big. He didn't see one yesterday. Did he make one yesterday?
Mm-mm.
He didn't make one yesterday. No, but I'm glad he saw him going today. Honestly, because he's a really big piece to our team. He brings the energy defensively all the time, and we're always happy for him. He's one of our shooters, and we're gonna need him for sure.
And are there any areas you guys feel like the team can improve upon going into this next matchup with Minnesota?
I really didn't like the way we started today. I wouldn't say it's the team. I feel like that's kind of a us thing, just getting ourselves together and getting ready to play no matter who we're playing, and get on them from the jump, because every game is going to be harder and harder if teams get a good jump on us to fight back into it. So I feel like we just got to be better for being aggressive from the start and just sustaining it for 2 halves and 40 minutes.
Cool. Thanks, y'all.
Appreciate you.